What is up, YouTube? McIntyre here. Today I wanted to bring you a Kael'thas gameplay video. I just released a video yesterday about his passive and when to use it, and then a lot of people requested that I just make the gameplay video to follow it up. Before I go into the gameplay video, I'll talk about the build more when I get into game, but right now I kind of want to talk about why we would pick Kael'thas. So what does Kael'thas do that other characters don't do? And when would we choose him? So to do that, I have a pros and cons list. I'm gonna go over the pros, then the cons, and then talk about when I normally would pick him. So the most important part about Kael'thas, I think personally, is that he has awesome wave clear. I think the wave clear for Kael'thas is one thing that he brings that a lot of heroes don't have. There are some that can one-shot the wave, but he definitely one-shots waves. Okay, and when you pair him with something like Joanna W's the wave in, and then he Q's the wave, and it just clears the wave immediately. What wave clear does is allows you to rotate quicker. On the other team, it gives you time to do objectives because you can rotate. So if you one shot the middle wave on Dragonshire, for example, and then you one shot the bottom wave, then you have time to do your easy camp, right? And the other team's still defending if they don't have very good wave clear. Or if they're not, they're losing ammunition on their towers, or they're losing experience to the towers. Yeah, so that's what the importance of wave clear is. Sometimes your team needs it, and Kael'thas is kind of the guy that does it for you. So that's the first thing about Kael'thas that's really awesome. The second is that he has a stun and a follow-up. So sometimes we have team compositions that don't have a lot of wave clear, and it typically happens when you take a stun tank like Murden or etc. This has changed since Kael'thas used to be really meta, because now Murden has, his battle momentum build with the W, which is okay wave clear, and etc now has Echo Pedal at 7. But prior to this, these heroes had they didn't really do a lot of wave clear back in the day. So we would take him not only to follow up on their stuns, right? Murden stun and etc stun, but because he provided the wave clear that they needed in order to win on the rotation. So he's really good at following up. He follows up like Kerrigan very well. Even Alarak nowadays, if Alarak pulls him in, you can stun on the pull in. There's just a lot of cool interactions and follow-ups for him. He can even sometimes engage for the team if he throws a tornado. So one thing that he has that a lot of range don't have is a stun, right? And really good follow-up. And the third thing that he's going to have is an amazing poke. And I say he has amazing poke because of his cube ability. This is on a 7-second cooldown, and honestly, after you get the 20 talent flamethrower, if you hit 2 or more heroes, it decreases the cooldown by 4 seconds. So every time you hit 2 heroes, you can throw these things every 3 seconds. And in the late game, that can be really powerful and annoying to deal with, especially on channel maps like Towers of Doom, Cursed Hollow, right? Not so much on maps like Sky Temple where you can move around on the objective, but maps where you have to channel, this can be really powerful, right? Where if you don't get onto the platform, you can still win. A bad map would be Braxis. Braxis is bad, right? Kael'thas can't step onto the platform. So we'll talk about his cons now, kind of going off of what I was just saying, is that he has low mobility. Okay, so on maps where you have to step onto the platform, again, this is, Braxis, this is Sky Temple, not so much Infernal Shrines, right? Because Infernal Shrines is kind of a hybrid in the fact that you can kill the skeletons from the outside. So Kael'thas is actually fairly good on that map because he can stay safe while poking the objective, while poking the enemy. So if that makes sense, hopefully it does. But a lot of it stems from the fact that he has low mobility. So on maps where there's lots of space, like a Warhead Junction, Kael'thas is terrible on that map. Not because of the channel, but because of the fact that the map is so wide and big that if someone were to get onto him, he's going to have a really hard time getting away, okay? You can maybe play him on Warhead, but you get the point. If someone gets onto Kael'thas, he dies. A lot of the time, unless he tornadoes them and kills them, reverse kills them. The next point is going to be that he is mechanically a very difficult hero. So Kael'thas, for me, has to be one of the harder heroes that I've played in the game. And a lot of it comes down to if you miss your E, then you've missed a lot of what the hero does. Okay, just like Kerrigan with Kerrigan combo, if you miss Kerrigan's W, she's really lackluster, right? Kael'thas is the same way, and a lot of players that have low mechanics tend to miss this skill shot a lot. And when you miss it, you've taken out like 30% of what the hero is. Right? When we talked about the pros, the stun is one of his pros. So missing it, now this is basically your only mobility on the hero. So that's why, mechanics are important here. Obviously, it doesn't take skill to hit your W, but even landing your Q skill shot is something that you need to be able to do. You need to predict where the enemy's moving and place Qs where they're going to, rather than where they are, so they don't just juke them. And then the last thing is going to be that he is magic cooldown based, and what that means is, most of his abilities, once they're used, just like most mages, he no longer can do anything, right? It's different when we look at a mage like Li Ming. So Li Ming now, she's cooldown based, sure, but if she kills someone, she gets a reset, and then she gets her cooldowns back, right? So while you're poking, just like Kael'thas does, imagine if Kael'thas was using all of his stuff, okay? And then if you killed somebody on Kael'thas, you got all your abilities back. How much stronger would this hero be, right? If you DEWQ'd somebody and one-shot them, and then you could just one-shot another person, man, that hero seems strong, right? Oh, well, we have it. It's Li Ming, right? And then we have heroes like Cooldown, who are starting to come up, and we get decreased cooldown on our corruption when we use our E or when we use our Q. Our Q's on a 1-2 second cooldown. So, unlike those mages, Kael'thas is a bit more cooldown based because he has a 7-second window where once you use your abilities, if you don't kill someone, then you're kind of just hanging out until your abilities are back up. So that's his cons. And magic damage, a spell shield, a damage reduction. If you use everything and you don't kill the person, if they have the spell shield on them, then you're going to lose. He has no hybrid damage. That's another reason why Vala is so valuable right now, because she can auto for a lot and she can deal magic damage. Alarak, same thing. Lots of strong auto attacks, magic damage through his abilities, okay? So, but when I would take Kael'thas, kind of what I was talking about. I have a nice stun tank in front of me. Maybe a double tank is really good with Kael'thas. So we have something like ETC Arthas or Muradin Chin, something like that in front of me to protect me. And then, I have a good healer that is a sustaining healer. So I have like a Brightwing, a Medic, a Malfurion, okay, not a cooldown. I'm not gonna get an Uther D shield and kill somebody, right? Although Uther is pretty neat with him because, you can stun on Uther and then follow that up with a tornado. And then, the last pick can be anything, honestly. It should probably be another ranged damage, a physical damager, like a hammer or a Vala. You don't want to go double mage. That's the reason we don't go double mage, is because if you put all your eggs in a magic basket, then a lot of the time you're not dealing damage outside of your cooldowns, and most of the time that's not enough, okay? So in a composition where we have double tank, good sustain, healing, Brightwing, Medic, Malf, and then a nice range damage, we can pick Kael'thas, okay? So that's the Kael'thas comp. I'm going to go into the gameplay now, guys. I'll talk about the build. I didn't really post a build, but I'll talk about the build once I get into game, so I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, hopping into this game. It's going to be a doozy. I'm just going to throw it out there. Their team is like Illidan dive comp, but what's funny enough is I'm playing unranked, and my team composition came together exactly how I had just talked about prior in the little part before this gameplay. So I think that's so funny, but I should be fine. I mean, I have a lot of protection. I have a double tank. So I just want to kind of kite the Illidan. In this game, though, notice how I can't really poke their team. So because of that, I have two choices. I don't have to go Convection. Instead, I can go Fel Infusion or Mana Addict. I don't think I'll get a lot of globes, so I'm actually going to take Fel Infusion this game. This is going to be a little off-base build, but I think Kael'thas' build is flexible. So in this case, I'm going to go Fel Infusion. This is going to heal me when I use passive, which is going to help the Brightwing out, but it's also, I plan on going Energy Royal, so every time my gravity lapse hits a target, I get decreased cooldown on it, and this is going to help to keep the Qin and Illidan off of me when they dive me, okay? So with Illidan, I can always DW him. As you see there, the ETC slid Illidan, I tornadoed in response, and then I threw a Q on my E, kind of, right? So my tornado, after I E'd, I threw my Q out so that when the tornado connected, the person would get hit by the Q. I didn't get to passive my tornado that time, but it's okay. Not the biggest deal. So wave clear out bottom. Every time I use my passive now, I get free heals. So you have to remember that. Like, I can sustain with it in lane, right? So just hitting D and then W on these little things, it's just free. So now I'm gonna look for a pick middle, these mines. I think this Shonda's dead. Oh, he got his passive off right before. So there, you know, since I'm out of range, when I talked about using your passive with, or your trait with your Q, the reason you would do that is, you know, if they're out of your range, right? So the Tyrande was a little out of range there. But if I pass it, if I traded my Q, then I could kind of hit him. So I ended up going for that. So my team doesn't need me here. I just helped to kill the big one. And now I can start wave clearing. I need to soak against this Abathur. I'm just gonna hit my W here. I need to get this thing killed. And now I need to rotate bottom. Yeah, so I'm going Energy Royal. Okay, so when I hit an enemy with this, it reduces the cooldown of my E by 9 seconds. I should be able to... Okay, the Abathur's down here. I wonder if he runs away. Probably. So I should be able to hit Illidan, right? And then hit him again, and again, and again. That's the idea. Abathur just climb middle. We traded mid shrine for top shrine. That's totally fine. You have to be careful not to die there, though. And our team ended up dying. Otherwise, we would have been ahead on XP. Okay, so again, Kael'thas is just so good at wave clearing. I might... Okay, I'm fine. I'm gonna say, if Illidan's here, I might be in trouble, but he's not. Hopefully, my team can come in. We can look for a pig. I didn't need to passive again there. If I don't have it up, you don't have to use it. So I'm going to assume that this Abathur goes clone, and Qin and Illidan kind of move together. So I'm actually going to take Sun Fury's King. This is like just this game build. So because they're diving together, if it spreads on them, like there, it's spread too, that'll deal more damage. Oh, I queued too late there. I'll put a W on the highest health one. You need to be careful. Until my tanks get here, I don't need to get out of position, but they are team fighting. Oh, Tyrande's so weak. Got a lot of damage on this Qin. My headphones just came disconnected. That was almost really bad. I used a lot of mana there, though. The Illidan's is crushing. We can clear these quick and then rotate to the objective. As long as we're together, my team will be able to kill them. The problem there was that we weren't together. So I want to get this wave cleared. If ETC slides, then I can E. Oh no. Yeah, there's them diving me. I missed my tornado. I can't miss the tornado, especially when I take that talent. Otherwise, the Illidan should be dead there. Yeah, sorry about that. But our team is winning. They're 10 now, though. This is where we're going to lose. I'm not really sure what's happening with my headphones. I apologize. We are 10 now, though, so I'm going to take Phoenix. Next time they dive me like that, I can Phoenix and then stand still. Oh, the Sanubrak is doing so much work. I should be able to pick up this kill. Be back there, we just saw it. See if I can get there in time. If not, I'm going to try to duel the Chin, I think. We'll wait for the ETC slide before we tornado. I hope he slides. Okay. Yeah. So I'm waiting on him. I don't have to throw it without him doing his slide first. The last fight, though, he waited a long time. And it kind of was a little weird because of it. Oh. See the Illidan? So I'm waiting on him again. That's a good stasis. They starfalled. Almost killed him though. We do want to help this. And that the clone gives experience anyway, so there's no harm in killing it. We see the Abathur soaking. He should be dead here. I don't see how this guy lives. As long as ETC holds his like stun for when he digs, he should be dead, yeah. Again, using the passive with my Q to get a little more range on it. I'm gonna push out one more wave top. Oh, did they just do their boss? Oh no, they're diving mid now. I should be able to turn this when I get there. Oh, nice slide. Is that a mosh pit? Oh no. I can tornado out of that. So close. The chain bomb. Nice stage dive. Can tornado the panda pals. I'm just gonna look to kill Chin out of this. I don't know if we can with the Avahat. I'm out of mana too. And we have a boss pushing bot. Oh. So if you didn't know this already about Chin, if you read his talent, it's called Storm, Earth, and Fire. He spawns on the name of the ult. So if Storm's up, he'll spawn on Storm, and if Storm's dead, then he'll spawn on Earth. And then if Earth's dead, then he'll spawn on Fire, if that makes sense, right? Should be able to fight bottom now. I'm gonna take Pyromaniac. This is to decrease the cooldowns even more on my abilities. Alright, so there's no reason for me to be bot. My team's already there. I do have to be a little careful with my current position, because if I get hunted, I think I'm dead. I guess we have Brightwing Global. I'm gonna go help out ETC. He's gonna have to Aegis this. Okay. Nice done. Got a follow up. Nice. That works. not sure why she didn't Aegis that, but maybe it was down. I don't think it was. I don't know if Illidan would have lived even if she did, though. I'm gonna clear one more wave bot. Illidan's dead still. This is like a good window for us to catch back up in XP. Now this is also going to push out bot. They'll probably look to defend that. We can maybe look to pressure top. We are a bit behind, but I think one good team fight in our favor and we can win. And I want to apologize now. I don't know how annoying this dog barking is, but I have no way to stop it currently, so hopefully it stops. Again, thank you guys for hanging out and checking out my video. Should be able to get a pick on Illidan here. I think Sunwell is still fine. Even though we didn't take the talent, it still hits. It still casts my Q twice. Arcane Dynamo is pretty good here too, but their team has to come down. ETC out. So hopefully ETC stands out here and then I can go on him. Okay, so the clone's dead. Chin should be dead here. I'm just getting chain bombs out. Oh, nice. Push bot? That was huge. As you can see though, like, I'm getting so much decreased cooldown from both the 4 talent and the 13 talent. We need the minions here. I'm gonna actually start using some mana. That wall. Illidan can hunt, so we have to be careful. The bosses are throw. 20. Okay. Now we just soak out. We should get 20. Should be able to get this too. Usually passive my first W and then W both of them. And then by the time, if you take the 13 talent, they both blow up. You should have all your stuff back on cooldown. Oh, they gotta pick on top. If this guy dies, oh, don't die. Nice slide, nice slide, nice slide. Perfect. Alright, we should be able to do something here, maybe? You have the Aegis's? I got a tornado again though. Oh, chin on me. So I'm gonna try to tornado chin. Never mind. There's the one shot. I fog award tornado too. So the Illidan can't really respond to. It's like throwing your combo on Li Ming from fog. Oh, boss equals GG. I think this game's over now. That was a huge pick. That's exactly what KT does. One shot. The Aegis came way too late after basically everything had hit the Illidan. But yeah, so I threw the tornado from here so he couldn't see me. And once it hit, I just threw everything out there like I normally would. I'm basically just passiving my W now. There's no reason to use the mana. Just core. is GG. Might as well get the easies too. Oh man, this Illidan's tilted. Ooh. Big tornado. I got another tornado. DQ. Oh, nice stage dive too. Man, what a great play, guys. Damn. Oh, good try, ETC. I saw it too. And that's going to be it for Kael'thas. Shout out to YouTube. It's your boy. It's too funny. So again, the main things that I looked to do that game, and the reason that I didn't even talk about builds, is because of the fact that, you know, sometimes builds change, especially on this hero. If I had gone Q build there, then I'm not really looking to poke. Instead, I'm looking to protect myself from the dive and follow up on ETC. So the main point just going over this game right now is that I normally would let ETC lead with a stun or the Anubarak before I ever tornadoed. And the one time there was the fight bottom where I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It never happened. And then I kind of panic tornadoed. It was a bad tornado. Ended up missing it. We ended up not killing the Illidan and I died. We lost the fight. But the other fights, I held onto it. ETC would slide or a noob would stun. And then I would follow it up and we'd one-shot. The other thing is if I throw a tornado and I'm in my head, you know, confident it's going to hit, I'll throw everything out there, cause the Aegis to happen, and then re-engage on the Aegis because my tornado should be back up because I took Energy Royal. So I've kind of gone a different build. I have a way to sustain myself. You know, I have Chain Bomb spread damage for the clone and the Chin and the Illidan. I've got, you know, Energy Royal is great against melees that like to dive you, just like Illidan. I think Fury the Sunwell is fine in this case because the double Q is still really good for wave clear and just damage. And then Master of Flames so that it can spread indefinitely. I really apologize for this dog, guys. Hopefully it didn't ruin the video for you. Ralph, I'm watching Ralph by myself right now, and for whatever reason, he wants to be awake at all hours of the day. I have no idea why, so I apologize for that. Hopefully, again, it didn't ruin the video for you. If you guys did like this video, though, please make sure to throw a like and subscribe. Maybe I'll throw a picture of Ralph on the screen so you guys can know what you're dealing with, but please make sure to throw a like and subscribe on this video. Hopefully this helped you with Kael'thas and helped you understand how to play him in a team fight, even against a comp that technically should counter me. You know, I had a great composition built around me, and I think executed it pretty well. So you can always check me out on Twitch and Twitter. Those will both be located below, as well as my tier list. Again, thank you guys all so much for the support. It's so funny. These guys on my team all knew me from my YouTube videos. So that's just like, that's awesome for me. Like, people are like, wait, I just saw your KT video. Are you making a KT video right now? It's like, that's sweet. Like, so thank you guys all so much for your support. And I'll see you all next video. Cheers.